Hello, my name is Joe Conley and I'm the principal at Algonquin Middle School in Chippewa Valley Schools. This presentation is meant to be a virtual orientation for our incoming 6th graders and their family to introduce you to the Chippewa Valley Middle School program. Under normal circumstances, we would have incoming students and their parents into the building to tour our facilities and meet staff. But the current statewide closure of schools is preventing this from happening. At the end of this presentation, you will find a link for your child to choose their course selections for next school year. More on this later in the presentation. This year, we expect to have about 550 students at Algonquin Middle School. Our main feeder schools are Clinton Valley Elementary, Ottawa Elementary, and Erie. We also have many students who come from surrounding areas whose families choose to educate their children in our building. Algonquin is a Title I school, which means we receive additional funding for supplies and programs to support student achievement. Algonquin also offers many extracurricular opportunities for students, which include sports for 7th and 8th graders, various clubs including Lego Robotics, Jazz Band, and Drama, and leadership opportunities such as Student Council, National Junior Honor Society, and WEB, which stands for Where Everyone Belongs. 8th graders are mentors to 6th graders through the WEB program, and 6th graders will hear more about this later. We also engage our parents through the district's only middle school PTO. Algonquin has over 50 staff members in the building full-time. Some staff by the numbers include 30 full-time classroom teachers, all certified in specialized subjects. And we have 2 counselors who work full-time to assist students with their social and emotional needs, as well as any scheduling issues. We have some specialized staff members, including a psychologist, a speech pathologist, and 2 teacher consultants who work with individual students on a one-on-one basis. We have 4 paraeducators who move in and out of classrooms all day assisting students and teachers. We also have a bilingual tutor. We have a media center clerk who runs our media center and deals with all of our technology. We have 3 office staff, which includes our 2 secretaries and a health aide who will help manage any student health needs. We have 3 custodians, 8 lunchroom staff, which includes our food servers. We have a behavioral specialist, and we have an assistant principal and a principal. We realize that for some of our families, middle school is a new experience. So how is middle school different than elementary? One of the biggest differences is the increase in emphasis on student independence, responsibility, and the importance of staying organized. Throughout the school day, students will be moving from class to class and will be expected to keep track of homework, bring necessary supplies to class, arrive on time to each class, and keep their folders and lockers organized. Our staff spends a lot of time assisting students with these successful behaviors. All 6th graders will be enrolled in a Success 101 class in their first quarter as a middle schooler. We also provide agendas to all students, and we give lots of individualized attention for students who need it. Our building opens at 7:15 a.m. to allow students the opportunity to come in, sit in the cafeteria, and enjoy breakfast, which we serve daily. Buses drop students off at the building at 7:45 a.m., which is the same time that the hallways open, allowing students to access their lockers and start gathering their material for first hour. First hour begins at 7:58 a.m. Students have 6 classes throughout the day and lunch. The day ends at 2:44 p.m. All students are expected to get picked up at that time. Algonquin does not offer any before or after school daycare programs. Here is a sample 6th grade schedule. As you can see, A core class would be considered a math, science, social studies, or ELA class. So sixth graders have core classes in their first, second, fourth, and sixth hours. They have exploratory classes in their third and fifth hours, and we will talk about all of these in more detail in a minute. Lunchtime is in the middle of their fourth hour. So sixth graders will go to their fourth hour class for about a half hour. They will leave to go eat lunch. They will come back to the same class, and then they will go on with their day from there. Here is a rundown of some generalized topics that all sixth graders will learn during their year in math. Topics include decimals, ratios, fractions, geometry, long division, data analysis, and pre-algebra concepts. We also offer accelerated math for students who qualify to take it. The middle school ELA curriculum utilizes a digital textbook called StudySync, which is an online platform that utilizes a multimedia approach to teaching literacy. StudySync is organized in 4 themed units. Students also engage in 2 novel studies and learn several forms of essay writing throughout the year. Our science program is aligned with next generation science standards, and our science classes are investigation based, which means that students will spend lots of time discussing and working through issues and problems with other students. Some topics in science include light, matter, and ecosystems. The social studies program is project-based, and there is a major emphasis on geography and current events. Other topics include landforms, population, and culture. In addition to these core classes, Algonquin also offers a unified arts program with specialized classes. Technology education is a 10-week course which introduces students to the world of design and manufacturing through hands-on and computer-based learning. Students will explore 3 units: Introduction to Technology, Computer Graphics, and Space and Rocketry. Students are also taught basic hand tool skills and safety. Parents often think of this class as shop class for the 21st century. Art class is a 10-week exploratory class designed to give students a well-rounded experience in art and design. Emphasis is placed on both 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional work and explores many different materials, media, and art styles. There is also an after-school art club for interested students. The middle school physical education program gives students the opportunity to try new activities without feeling they are being judged. The class emphasizes individual and team sports. All students are celebrated regardless of their ability. This is a 10-week course. Students are also expected to change from school clothes into sports attire each day in our locker rooms. Foreign culture is a 10-week course which explores the vocabulary, traditions, holidays, food, and more of Spanish, French, and German-speaking countries. In 6th grade, students are exposed to the Spanish culture. 7th grade is French, and 8th grade is German. Choir is a year-long course which develops students' singing and performance skills through concerts, festival, and music theory. Students will learn to read music, improve their voices, and use keyboards to support their musical learning. All students, from beginners to advanced singers, are welcomed. Band is a full-year course which introduces students to learning a musical instrument and being part of an orchestra. Students learn proper assembly and care of instruments, producing basic tones, reading music, and interpreting musical signs and symbols. Students participate in concerts and extracurricular activities including field trips, marching band with the high school, and jazz band. No prior experience is required to join the band class. We also offer other 10-week courses for our 6th grade students, which include Success 101, which all 6th graders will be enrolled in, robotics, poetry, and speech, all 10-week courses. So here is a typical middle school schedule. This one happens to be an 8th grade schedule. So you can see here in hours 1, 2, 4, and 5, this student has their core classes of science, math, social studies, and ELA. In hours 3 and 6, they have their specials classes or their exploratory classes. And you can see that this student in quarter 1 has exploring German and tech ed. In quarter 2, they have lit info and then art. And in quarter 3, they have lit one of our lit enhancements called drama. In quarter 3, 6th hour, they have phys ed. And then in their last quarter, in 4th quarter, 3rd hour, they have tech ed 2. And then in 6th hour, they have cultural lit. So this student rotated through 8 different specials throughout the course of their year. Now compare that schedule with this schedule. In this sample schedule, this student chose to have band for a full year. So they still have their 4 core classes. You can see here their core classes are in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th hour. And their specials classes are 1st hour, which is band for the entire year. And in 6th hour, they rotated through 4 different specials, which is Success 101, Health, Tech Ed, and Speech. At the end of this presentation, you and your child will choose which of the 3 choices they would like to have for our exploratories. Either the full year band course, the full year choir course, or a rotation through all of our exploratories. Remember, there is no prior experience needed to be in our band or choir programs. I would encourage any student with an interest in instrumental music or singing to choose band or choir. And also rotating through exploratories is also a great way to go. Algonquin has an elaborate positive behavior support system which rewards students with Eagle Honor tickets for being respectful, being responsible, and being ready. Eagle Honor tickets can be redeemed for prizes and rewards, and it is very popular with our student body. Students eat lunch with their own grade levels in our cafeteria. Students can buy lunch using their school ID. These school IDs can be preloaded with money by going to sendmoneytoschool.com. This is where parents can add money on their students' accounts. Of course, we have free and reduced lunch program here at Algonquin, and all students who are qualified to receive free or reduced lunch should go to lunchapp.com. Attendance is an important aspect of school, and having good attendance is a good predictor for school success. Students should arrive to school on time and should arrive to all of their classes on time each day. Parents, please keep in mind that your student does not have to miss a full day of school for a 1-hour appointment. Students can come to school and you can come throughout the day, pick them up, take them to their doctor's appointment, and bring them back to school so that they miss as little amount of school as possible. Cell phones are an important tool that students and families use to stay connected. We require students to keep phones in their lockers during school hours so students can focus on their academics. If a student is caught with their phone in class, the phone will be confiscated and brought to the office. If a student's phone is confiscated, we will always allow that student to take their phone home with them because we know how important these phones are for family communication. Students will receive consequences for using their phones during the school day, and parents will be notified if such a thing occurs. The student dress code isn't too much of an issue for us at Algonquin. We only ask that you use common sense when purchasing clothing for your students. Make sure that you have no indecent imagery or offensive language on shirts or sweatshirts or pants, and make sure that clothing is not excessively torn, which could become a distraction in class. Our staff takes a priority response to accusations of bullying at school. We provide students with multiple ways to report bullying, and our staff is specially trained in the practice of restorative justice and peer mediations. We spend time teaching students the difference between mean words and actions and bullying, which is repeated targeted behaviors. Nonetheless, all reports are taken seriously, and student safety and comfort is always a top priority. If your student is ill and cannot come to school, the school attendance line is 723-3599. We have automatic calls that go out to families for students who have not reported to school at 9:30 a.m. So if you do not call your child in, there will be an automatic phone call that goes home to you. We do have a buzzer system at our front door. Any visitors to the building need to buzz their way in. Staff may check your ID at the door with our video camera system. If you need to take your child out early for any reason, we will not release that student until the parent comes into the office and shows ID. We ask that you do not send any food deliveries to our office staff, as this can get very cumbersome. Please drop off any items to the office. We will deliver that at a good time for us to deliver that to your student. And keep in mind that we have a health aide who is in the office all day to service any student medical needs, and I would encourage you to reach out to that health aide with any issues you may be having. So please remember to select a course request at the last slide in this presentation utilizing the link provided. Be sure to check our Algonquin website and our social media for any newsletter, calendars, or announcements that may be upcoming. Parents, keep in mind that we utilize PowerSchool, which means that you can have access to all of your students' grades in real time utilizing the Parent Portal app. We will give you more information about that during the school year. You're also going to want to make sure that your email is updated, because this is a primary source of communication from the school to parents. Unlike elementary school that are on trimesters, we have quarterly report cards, so you will be getting 4 report cards at the middle school level. You're also going to want to make sure that all of your emergency information is updated in our database. We will do this at the beginning of their 6th grade year. Algonquin is unique in that it is tucked away in a neighborhood, which can make arrival and dismissal somewhat congested. As you can see here on the map, the red arrows is for parents who are dropping off and picking up. Please drop off along the curbside at the main entrance. The parking lot where it says buses only are, of course, for our buses only. This is where our students will be entering and exiting the buses. We ask that no parents pick up or drop off in that area for the safety of our students. In a normal school year, we host a web day prior to the start of the school year. This is where 8th graders will mentor 6th graders, and it's a fun day where 6th graders come in, get to meet their new classmates, and 8th graders show them what it's like to be a middle schooler. At this time, because of the statewide school closure, we really do not know if we will be able to have this day or not. We have our fingers crossed that we will still be able to host Web Day, but at this time we just don't know. So please keep a lookout for any mailers coming home or phone calls or emails with more on this as the school year gets closer. Eagle Check-In is another event that we host prior to the start of the school year. This is an event where students can come in, get their schedule, get their school picture taken with their school ID. They can locate their locker and practice their locker combinations, and of course decorate their locker. And parents can update all of their emergency forms and contact information. And for students who have opted to take band, we can do instrument fittings at that time. Once again, this is another event that we just don't know will happen because of the uncertainty of school in the next school year. We hope it's going to happen. So more on this later as the school year gets closer. Algonquin has the only middle school PTO in the district, and we are very proud of this. Our PTO parents assist us with our yearly candy bar fundraiser and help support our staff and students in various events throughout the year, including school dances, our annual turkey trot, field trips, and other events. We will communicate to all parents how you can sign up to volunteer to be part of our PTO. Thank you. As you can see on this page, there is a link for your student to select their course selections for next school year. You will have 3 options to choose from. You can choose band, which is a full year program, choir, which is a full year program, or the rotation of exploratory classes. Remember that you do not need any prior experience to join band or choir, and all 3 choices are a good choice. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Again, we are sorry that we could not all meet in person. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to any administrator or counselor in our building. Our contact information can be found on the Algonquin website. Our counselors are Ms. Abbott and Ms. McDougall, and our administrators are Mr. Nelson and Mr. Connolly. We look forward to seeing everyone in person and enjoy your summer.